Honey Bunches, I want to wish everybody a happy and successful finals week well, hopefully I haven't already had it because then this would be late. But if you're like me and your finals are coming up next week, congratulations. You've worked hard. Continue to plug on. We're all tired. We're in this together. We're going to make it through. We're going to make it through. This has been a crazy week for me. We had, what did we have? Okay, let me start from last Wednesday. Last Wednesday we had our second clinical rotation for mental health, and I'm on the night shift. So, you know, we get out of there about, what, 10-ish, and then I come home and I do some work, and then I have to be at the hospital by 6:30 the next morning for my maternity rotation. And it was my very first maternity rotation. I was extremely excited. We're working postpartum just because we're first semester, and we'll have maternity again third semester, which will be labor and delivery. So that'll be very exciting. But I really loved peds 4 weeks ago. My first specialty rotation was peds. Really loved that, really enjoyed that, but I am so digging maternity. I am eating it up, let me tell you. So, oh, and I got to give my first injection. So excited. I was nervous though, let me tell you. The staff nurse said, can you guys give meds or anything? I said, no, we can't give meds first semester. And she said, what about injections? And I said, well, they wouldn't let us in the clinical instructor we had wasn't comfortable with us doing that yet. Even though we passed the skill in lab, I was just told we weren't going to be doing that for pediatrics. And she said, well, let me go ask this instructor, because obviously it's a different instructor for maternity. And she walked back there, and my heart started pounding because I was like, who are they going to pick? Who are they going to pick? You know, you don't want to pass up opportunities. But then all of a sudden, like, everything left my brain. I was like, I forgot everything. And I didn't forget I felt like I forgot everything. But anyway, the mom needed a TDAP, and I heard my clinical instructor tell the nurse, and they used to work together. She's like, it's their first day. And she's like, well, do they want to learn or not? You know? And she's like, it's not on the infant. And she's like, no, it's the mom. And she's like, all right. So my back was to them, and I just kind of was like sinking in my chair because I was working on my paperwork, going through her records and stuff, but it wasn't even my patient, it wasn't even for my patient. And my clinical instructor comes up behind me, she said, tapped me on my shoulder, she said, want to give an IM? And I said, sure. Crap. No, it was all good, it was all good. She's like, all right, I'll be right back. And let me tell you, I was just trying to remember everything from lab and, you know, the steps. And I know those of you who are nurses already or way further ahead than me, you're probably laughing at me right now. But let me tell you, my stomach was turning. I was starting to get hot. I was like, you know, my friends come over. They're like, you're so lucky. And I'm like, I know. I almost wanted to back out, but I didn't. I did not. Because I know myself, and I know that after the first time, I'll be okay. But the first time I'm going to do a new skill on a real human being, I'm sorry, I'm just going to be nervous. But I walked in the room, and I was all confident. I was talking to the mom, and I asked her if, you know, they had gone over what we're going to be giving her. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm good. Very young thing, gorgeous, and a beautiful little post-pregnancy dress someone brought her in. It had a cute little bow in the front. I'm like, I so did not feel like that after I had my baby. But anyway, she was just cute as could be, and I did everything right, you know, but it came time to give the shot, and I was explaining to my instructor, I'm like, well, here's a chromium process in our axillary line. You know, I was going to explain what I was looking for, where I was going to put it, and she's like, just give the injection. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to explain she said, no, just give the injection. I'm like, okay. So I swear to you, I was like aiming for it seemed like 5 minutes. I'm just like, because I know it has to go in at 90 degrees and it has to go in deep enough because it's the muscle and everything. But it went fine. I did beautifully. It was nice dark practice. And went in much easier than I expected it to. I don't know what I expected. I really don't. But it was awesome. After that, I'm like, felt like a superstar. I'm like, okay, I can do 100 of these now. But let me tell you, the staff nurse right before I walked in was staff nurse, and then it was my clinical instructor, and then me. And the staff nurse turned around and she's like, "Are you sweating yet?" I said, "I'm beyond sweating. I'm ready for vomit." You know, it's coming. I was so nervous, but I talked fine. I acted fine. My voice wasn't shaking, but my hands were. My hands were giving it away. I'm like, doggone you hands. Yeah. So anyway, so I came out and some of my friends were like, "How'd it go? I'm happy for you, but I'm jealous," because I would totally feel the same way. And I'm like, it was good. It was really good. And then later on, another, one of my comrades, Julie, she got to give one too. And I had told her before, and this was before she knew she was going to get, I said, "Don't think about it, just do it." And so that's what she said. She said, "I remembered you, just do it." She said, boom, I just did it. So it was pretty awesome. I'm just saying. So my first nursing skill besides a bed bath and changing high knees and physical assessments. That was pretty exciting. I was starving after that, actually. It was lunchtime and I was like, I want to eat. I made a big old salad down in the cafeteria and I ate it all. It was good. So anyway, back to finals. Work hard, push through. You know, I had, like I was saying, I had 2 clinicals back to back, mental health, and then the very next morning maternity, and it's the same tonight. In fact, I got to get ready to go here pretty soon. I have, again, mental health tonight and turn right around and be at the hospital at 6:30 in the morning for my second to last maternity. This is my last mental health. I'll have another maternity rotation next week and that'll be the end of it for me. But let me tell you, the paperwork, the concept maps, the nursing notes, the journaling takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. It's about 6 hours for me to do, just for one rotation. Everything. There's a lot they want to know. There's a lot you have to fill in. It's crazy. That's another video. But if I could give advice for anything for peds, if you're going to start peds, even if it's not till next semester, take this summer. And in pediatrics, there's so many different ranges for vital signs. You have your infants, you have your toddlers, then you have preschool, then you have school age, and then you have adolescents. Pulse rate, obviously heart rate, same thing. Respiratory rate, blood pressure, temperature, they're all different. They're all different for each age group. Know them. Look them up. If you have your peds book already, get to know them. Know appropriate toys for each age group. Erickson and Piaget. Know their stages of development for each age group. These are things you're going to have to know, and if you could get to know them now, lab values. If you can get to know all that now, write it down in a chart, however you want to set it up, that would be my advice to you for pediatrics. Loved pediatrics. Absolutely loved it. But there's just so much to know as far as those values go. So anyway. So yeah, this weekend it will be a repeat of last weekend. I also had my ATI proctored exams. I had my regular exams for each class Monday and Tuesday. In addition to those, we had like a half an hour break, and then we had to come back in for our ATI proctored exams Monday and Tuesday for each class. And it was so much, and I was so busy all weekend trying to get my clinical paperwork done, my journals written, all that stuff, that I hardly had any time to study for either exam or the ATI. But I re-listened to lecture. Re-listening to lecture seems to be what's working best for me. I busted out a 98 on my maternity exam, and on my ATI, I earned a level 3, which is the highest you can get, so that gave me 4 extra points to go towards my final exam next week. So on my maternity final, if I get, let's say I scored an 86, I will actually get a 90. So that was pretty awesome. Don't know how that happened. And then the next day I had to do the exact same thing. But my mental health quiz, I wasn't as fortunate. I did not walk away with a 98. I've been busting 90s on those, but this time I took a hit. I got an 83. That was a quiz. I haven't had so many select all that apply on one test than I did on this one. And very confident about 3 of them because you have 5 to choose from. there's always that questionable fourth, and you're like, and then I tell myself, don't change answers, and sometimes the ones I wanted to change, I would have changed correct, but if I would have changed them, it would have been wrong. So, you know, go figure that out. But anyway, and then I came back in, I had a little break, and then I had to come back in and do my ATI proctor. And again, I busted out a 3, which gave me the max 4 points to go towards. So next week's mental health final, I'll have 4 additional points. So hopefully I'll do better. Yeah, so I'm doing well with my grades, and you know, I'm a very, very strong B student. I could possibly bust out my first A in nursing school for maternity. That would just be awesome. But what's most important is the knowledge. I've gained knowledge. I can answer questions. I know what I'm doing, so that's most important. Now, if I was getting A's and I couldn't repeat anything back to you, then we'd have to worry. But anyway, this weekend we'll be studying again for exams, or actually for the finals, and just trying to wrap down the semester. So I'm thinking of you all. I'm hoping to bust out some serious videos this summer. Let me know what you want me to cover for my first semester. I know my rotations and my... Oh, I'm going to clinicals. Crap, I gotta take my nail polish off. Jeez. I wouldn't like that. Okay, so... Anyway, let me know what you would like me to cover besides my fun stuff like what's in my bag. I'm doing that one next, but what I've learned, oh man, you know, just thinking back to my very first few days in fundamentals, when I first started just 16 weeks ago, I was completely overwhelmed. I was like, what am I doing? Can I do this? Can I, you know, and my first select all that apply in scenario-based questions, I was like, shoot me now, because it was so hard for me. And now when I'm taking these tests, I have skills of figuring them out, and it's knowing and actually understanding the pathology of a lot of things. If you're not sure what a word means, look it up, put it on a note card, and then just look through these note cards often, and then you'll remember what bradycardia is, and I don't know, norepinephrine, and you know, all this stuff. So continue to make up cards and quiz yourself often. And this glitter's not coming off. Jeez, that's what I get for trying to be cute. Just this summer, you'll have these cards, and no matter if you're at the poolside or whatever, you know, you can take 15-20 minutes and just go over this stuff. I don't want to lose any of it. I've worked too hard. So, and I'm also borrowing a friend of mine. She is graduating this semester. She graduates in a couple of weeks. Yay! And so she's letting me borrow her med-surg book, because I will start med-surg 2 in my second semester in the fall. So this summer I'm getting acquainted with that book. So that's my plan. And to stay, of course, ahead of staying on my lab values and vitals and, you know, all that stuff I've learned, and going into the lab and practicing my skills. Don't ever let your skills go, because when you're called to do something and you forget, or you do something wrong, or it's not sterile like it's supposed to be, you're in trouble. And just think of your patient. Just give the patient care. Like, if that was your child laying there, you'd want that person to know what they're doing. So that's how I look at it. If my child or my husband or my parents were in that bed, how would I want me to be? How, you know, I would want that person putting their hands on my family member to know their stuff. So I owe that to my future patients and all. But love to you all, and enjoy this beautiful weather. I'm going to be getting ready to go to clinical. Let me know how you're doing. Again, good luck in finals, and I'll talk to you next week. Love ya.